On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to kind of jump back in since we haven't done it, folks, since the opening night, looking at the roster for the Charlotte Hornets, kind of look at how these first 10 games have gone. A little good, a little bad. Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification, be notified of future videos like this on the Charlotte Hornets. Pound that like button. And by all means, folks, leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. All right, folks, kind of was hoping we started the season out. We've done it before, and I hope it's not a remix. Sometimes Charlotte gets out to these really, really good starts. Now, this is probably the best start the Hornets had ever done, because I want to say they jumped out kind of like to a 4-1 start, you know, and man, the first loss they had, I believe, was Boston in overtime. Terry Rozier didn't play, and if he would have, it might have made a difference. And then they went on the road and lost to Miami to make them go like 4-2. But that game, you expect Miami's got a good squad, and it was a tightly contested game. But after that, man, Charlotte's kind of messed up, because after beating Indiana and Cleveland the first two games, and then, you know, handling Orlando, and they beat Brooklyn, which was really impressive, you know. Then you think, okay, they go out and they lose that game to Boston in overtime, a game they could have won, but like I said, they had Rozier, maybe they would have won. And, you know, and then they dropped that game like they did to Miami. So I thought things were going good, but then they turned around, you know, and they beat Portland at home, which was good. But they turn around and lose to Cleveland at home after they beat Cleveland the second game of the season on the road. So, you know, and Cleveland's about in the same space. I consider Charlotte better. They got to do better than that. And they're standing right now, they're trailing Cleveland by a game. And Charlotte's like ninth in the playoff space, and this is where we always stand. We'll get to the last week of the season, be in the 8th spot and lose out. Or be number 9 and 10 and can't make ground. And they kind of stay in that, barely in the playoffs to just missing the playoffs. It's never normally where we really just suck out, although we've been there before, and we never can end up contending in the top 3 or 4 spots, and that's where we got to get to. But we got to see how this team gels. We got to stay away from injuries. But going on the road, losing at Golden State, you know, I expected that. Golden State's only lost 1 game, and you know, we don't do well on these West Coast trips. In fact, they're getting ready to play the Clippers, and that's going to be a tough game, and they need to win it to stay over 500, because they're 5-5. But losing on the road to Sacramento, and they got beat by like 30. It was like 140 to 110. It's just unacceptable. Especially Sacramento had such a crappy record. But they're just not doing well on the road, folks. You know, LaMelo Ball is a star. And Miles Bridges is doing well. I haven't looked at these games close enough to see if P.J. Washington's hanging there. We got to keep Gordon Hayward healthy. Kelly Oubre, from what I've seen playing, has been good. James Bouknight is going to have to come along slowly. And some of these other guys we've just got to get some contributions, folks. And from what I've seen, Mason Plumlee had looked very good for what, you know, is playing. So, Coach Borjo, he's got to keep this unit active. We just got to get on a hot streak. We started out, like I said, 4-1, things look good. Could have been 5-0, went for the overtime game. And then, you know, we beat a Portland, lose to Miami, and then beat a Portland game. I'm all okay with that. But it's these last 3 games. We expect to lose to Golden State, but losing to Cleveland at home, and also losing Sacramento by 30. Those are 2 unacceptable games. I can handle the Miami loss. I can handle the loss in overtime to Boston, especially without Rozier, and I can handle the Golden State loss. But I can't handle losing to Sacramento even on the road, and I can't have losing to Cleveland at home. That's not acceptable. So let's hope they can turn it around. Let's hope this roster kind of gels. We got to get on some hot streaks. We got to just be a little bit better than we've been in the past. Okay, folks, what do you think of today's video? Who do you think we need to have break out and have a better game? Who do you think might be struggling? Leave me some comments. Hit that bell notification. Be notified of future videos like this on the Hornets. Pound that like button. And by all means, folks, subscribe. Help Uncle Chucky out. It's free. See you next time on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.